This is awesome. Okay, so before I start talking here, I'm gonna wait for the chat to kind of pick itself up here. Yeah, today we're gonna talk about the foldables, the Galaxy Fold, the new Z Fold 3, which I don't have. This is the original, the OG Galaxy Fold right here. The best phone for the visually impaired, which is why I cover this phone a lot on my channel, and why I'm probably going to buy the new one. I'm not going to get it as soon as it comes out. I'm probably going to wait a little bit because that phone's kind of up there in the price. So I got to wait the right time to get it, because I'm not selling this one because this is the first foldable and I think it's a collector's item. Anyway, I think I can go ahead and see if I can find the video live on here so that we can get started. So today's topic is basically going to be like, of the phone, why is it so good for the visually impaired, the future of it for us, and you know, the price is going to come down, so that's going to be cool. I want to watch the video, not edit the video, YouTube. Okay, here's the link. Thank you. Alright, there we go. So now I can see the chat on the right side. Okay, cool. So we're live. So the first thing I want to go ahead and talk about is the new folding phone, the Z Fold 3. It's actually a fairly good device. So it now has IP67 water and dust resistance, and it has an under-screen front-facing camera. So the camera's not going to be as good as other. I'm trying to open up the chat while I talk here. Okay, so there you go. I got analytics going on here, and I got it. Okay, so this one's actually going to be better than last year's too, and of course better than the first one. But the one thing I want to mention is the new one has that under-screen camera, which if you look at the first generation, the second one had a hole punch, which is even more annoying. This new one has an under-screen fingerprint. So I'm going to open up the Google Play Store here, and I'm going to go to a light image. Let's see. I'm going to go to a light image so that we can see it. So this is background. Okay, so I'm going to find something that can be a little bit lighter. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to open up Chrome. So, yeah, this phone has been incredible. The only problem is that notch on the top, I'm trying to find something that kind of is viewable, because when you have your own personal phone, you know, you gotta figure out what you're gonna show. So bear with me here. I'm gonna go to Google. There we go, and I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, cool, there we go. So this notch, if it'll let me bring up a white screen, there you go. This notch on the top corner, so for the old ones, it got a smaller notch. It had a more of a hole punch for the Z Fold 2, and the new one doesn't have any hole punch, any notch. It's actually an under-screen camera. Why is this important? More screen real estate, edge-to-edge camera. Oh wow, this has a blue tint to it when you look at it. Whoa, hold on, I didn't notice this. This has a blue tint to it on the camera. Okay, so yeah, the new one has an under-screen notch, so basically it's a full screen display. You won't see the camera unless you're actually using the camera. So that's cool. The other thing is, so since there's no notch, when you're looking at something zoomed in, you actually get a little more aspect ratio, and you don't have to peek in. So for someone who, let me open up a browser again, who's reading, for example, Google, and you have something in the middle of the way like a notch right here, say you lose that screen real estate, which is quite a lot. So with this new one on the screen, which is awesome. The next thing is if you have focus issues like me having nystagmus, this new Galaxy Fold 3, Z Fold 3 is even better than this first one or the second one, because that crease in the middle of the phone, which, okay, from a straight angle, you can't see it. There, you can't see it. I go like that, you can definitely see it. Ooh, look at that. So, with the new one, you can't really see it at this angle. So at a 90 degree, 120, you can't 200. You can't see the crease unless you are literally closing the phone and going like this. The phone is insane. I'm looking forward to getting it, and I'm definitely going to review it on the channel. As you know, my Android phones are from now on going to be folding phones. No longer am I going to have a flat slab of glass. And if the iPhone had a folding phone, I would have had a folding iPhone already. Hold on. I don't know why is it annoying me? Got it. Thanks. Don't show me ads, Google. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna review it on the channel once I get it. Probably November, December. I always like to wait for these folding phones, because, you know, they're delicate, they got their thing. So the new one is less delicate. It's got IP7, I think. I know it can't be IP67. I think it's IP7, which is like water and dust, basic water and dust. No submersion kind of thing. So it can get splashed on. It can get kind of wet. So that's cool. And the crease, so basically the way it opens up, and so the way it opens up and closes is basically way better. So last year you were able to have it at a fixed angle. You were able to go upright like that, like an L shape, and it would stay. Now, for the first generation one, the first gen, it doesn't. See? Just for those who can see, I'm flapping it, and it's flapping the other side of the phone like if it was a piece of wing. And if I go hard enough, it'll actually unfold itself. And if I go like really hard, again downward, it'll close itself. So basically, this phone, the first generation and the second gen they improved a little bit. They made the hinge rigid, and then the third one they actually made the hinge rigid, thin, and it doesn't get debris stuck inside of it. I have debris in mine, and this is the first gen. You can hear that. So that noise is debris inside of this hinge, and I use this phone every day. I take it with me for YouTube. iPhone is my tool. This is my fun phone, the folding phone. So basically, the new one is going to be a lot more durable, and that notch gone is great for blind visually and for just visually impaired people. If you have no eyesight, honestly, the folding phone has no purpose, in my opinion. But if you're visually impaired and you need a bigger screen on the go, this is great. And now with no crease, which means that not having a crease on the phone. So this one you can see the crease. Not having a crease means that if you have nystagmus issues or focus issues with your eyes, like I do, your vision is not going to try to stay centered to the line on the screen. Like with nystagmus, if I open up the phone, my eyes want to go to the line to the center of the phone because of that line there, especially if I'm at an off-axis angle. If I'm straight forward, my eyes, it's the placebo effect. I know it's there, but if I never see the crease, if I see the crease, then I think it's there. But if I know it's not there and it's the new folding phone, I think it's going to help a lot for focus issues. The other thing is this screen is very dim. So for me, for outdoors, this phone's a problem. I don't like using this phone outdoors. It's very dim. Let me open up a bright white screen on my iPhone. And I'm going to show you, as much as the camera can capture, the difference of brightness. So the new one's actually a lot brighter. Last year's got a little bit brighter too, but it was still kind of dim. Hold on a second. I'm gonna open up Safari and I'm gonna go to an empty thing. And my phone's at full brightness. Okay. The iPhone. Okay, iPhone. Samsung. Look how, okay, the iPhone is so bright that it takes away the focus of the background. The Samsung is so dim, it still keeps focus on my face, basically. So the background is it doesn't go completely dark. So just by looking at the background, you can see the brightness differences. That's the easiest way to show you on camera. So the new one is going to be, I think it's 800 nits. 800 or 1000 nits, around there. That's actually really good. That's really good because we can use it outside now, and this phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 3, is going to become an even better phone for the visually impaired. Every time I talk about accessibility, I'm the blind and visually impaired, but in this case, it's great for the visually impaired because we can use it outside. Oh, and the other thing, so last year, the phone was better. It wasn't as narrow as the first gen Fold. It was a little bit better. It was the same width, but it was edge to edge, so you didn't have these bottom and top chin that this first gen has, or the second gen had edge to edge screen, but it was very narrow. So the aspect ratio was kind of weird, and when you were using zoom, you had no space to the sides, so you didn't have any horizontal space. And honestly, it was a problem with the first and second Folds because it was so narrow. The new one is actually a little more wide so that you can actually have a normal phone screen, so 6.7 inch normal phone screen, and inside, when you want to open it, you can use the folding phone. You don't have to open it every time you want to use it. You actually have a decent outside screen to do normal stuff. So that's awesome, and that makes it even better as a visually impaired phone, because if you want to be kind of incognito with the world and you don't want to show them, hey, I have a folding phone, you can just use your normal phone, and you don't have a skinny phone like this, which also calls a lot of attention. So it's a very subtle phone. If people aren't paying attention, they won't notice it's a folding phone unless they know what they're looking for. Like, oh, you know, there's this metal sheen. It still has that metal sheen on the side for the hinge. The hinge still has to be very thin metal. So it's not gonna look the same color as the phone. The new colors are cool. There's a black color, and then you have, I think it's 2 or 3 colors. So I forgot the colors. I gotta look them up. But there's a good amount of colors. There's like 2 or 3 colors. I'm gonna always go for the black because it's classic, you know. And also the phone is matte, so this is a shiny phone. I think, and if you look carefully, all those fingerprints, it just doesn't look good. And this is a high class phone, honestly. It's a phone that is almost $2,000, and you want to enjoy it. So okay, the other thing is, besides this new one being glossy, I mean not being glossy, so the first one was glossy, the second one was glossy. The new third one is actually matte, which means that no fingerprints. Awesome, great idea. So the other thing is the price. The first and second gen Galaxy Folds, so they went for $2,000, $1,960, $1,960, now $1,970, depending on your state. Now it's $1,800, $1,800. It's going down almost $200 in price. Now, why is this so important? It's the third year of this folding phone being out in the market. Price has gone down $200. Think about it. In 5 years, the price is going to be down to probably around $1,400 to $1,600. That's awesome. Honestly, around $1,400, I feel like that's the sweet spot. Because your iPhone is 1100, your iPhone 12 Pro Max is $1,100, your Galaxy S21 Ultra is $1,400, 1450. I think that the perfect sweet spot for the future Z Folds is $1,600. Around $1,450 to $1,600 is the sweet spot. Right now, the Galaxy Z Flip is $999. So it was $1,400 and it went down $400. So there could be a release of the Galaxy Fold where it could go down $400. Say next year it goes from 18 to 14, 1800 to 1400. I think that's the sweet spot. And you know what? That's the sweet spot. And if you're visually impaired and you're not locked into iOS or you love Android, or you're a dual platform person like myself, honestly, go for the Fold. Don't go for S21 Ultra or any of the flabs of glass, that are flat and annoying. Go for a Fold. You have to, of course, be aware that, yeah, the new ones are thinner. Of course, the Z Fold 3 is thinner than this. It's a little bit thinner, not by much. The problem is that if you have to make sure that you have the thickness of the phone that you want to understand the thickness. So width and height, it's not a big deal. It's actually quite compact if you compare it to an iPhone 12 Pro Max. If it's the same kind of space it'll take in your pocket. The problem is the width, the girth of the phone. It's very thick. So the problem with this is that you have to be aware of that before you purchase it. But if that's worth it to you, the thickness for the phone, get it. Absolutely get it. Because you have to go to a store and try it. You don't know what it is until you realize, I'm going to watch a video. I'm going to go watch my video. And then you're just like this in public. Oh, and then they call your name. Oh, so-and-so. Okay, close your phone, put it in your pocket. When you want it again, it's a tablet, it's a phone. And the thing with using a phone, at least for me anyway, is I have to put it close to my face, right? I have to put it close to my face, and I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like having to put the phone close to my face. I rather have it open and just have a little more room, so distance is a little better, and it should be normal for folding phones to be out and about. I can't wait till it becomes a standard thing, because honestly, once we start getting budget folding phones, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely a no-brainer for anybody who has a visual impairment that needs a bigger screen. Get it. I understand that currently not everyone can afford $1,800 on a phone. That's definitely understandable. But if you have the money and you're looking for a new upgrade, don't go for the S21 Ultra. Go a little bit higher, get the Fold. You won't regret it. Honestly, if you're looking for a big phone, this is the best choice. And it still supports Zoom and all the accessibility features. So you can definitely use TalkBack if you need to use it for certain scenarios. For me, for example, for long reading articles, I need to use the screen reader, and I do. Man, I'm talking a lot. It has everything you need. It's everything a phone has, plus a tablet. And Samsung optimizes well for the tablet part of the phone. So if I look at my home screen here, the home screen is actually very well optimized for a tablet, and this is a narrow phone, but if you go for the new ones, it's just going to be a normal phone. But the screens are well optimized. The fingerprint reader is on the right hand side of the phone. It has always on display. I'm trying to show it to you, but now it doesn't want to show. Well, that's the power of doing this live and not editing, is I can't just cut to a clip. Anyway, if you pay attention to the previous part of the video, you could see the phone having an always on display. I don't know why it doesn't want to show now. Probably because it's waiting for me to set it down and see. Yeah, that's basically my take on the new Z Fold 3. It's a great phone for the blind, visually impaired, for the visually impaired. It's thinner, it's water resistant, it's a little more mainstream, so you can go ahead and kind of use it more like a normal phone. And I'm going to talk about future proofing. These phones have a great resale value. I can sell this thing right now for about $600, $400, and it's a 2-year-old phone. You can sell that phone, get a new one the next year, and you only spend $1,000. So it's a great resale value. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. So we had 6 people pop in and out. I appreciate you guys watching. You know, I'm not uploading that often, but when I do, it's high quality content. So keep staying subscribed. More content coming. I don't promise a timeline. I just say you're going to get more content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next live stream.